to the Entombed Valley.
Our second map in the second best of three. Starting to the top left, we have the player who won Cloud Kingdom, who is ahead in the best of three series with 1-0 so far. It is starting for the Prime team.
Creator Prime.
Creator, such a patient, safe player in this matchup.
Great performance so far. Cross position at the bottom right, we have his opponent. Starting for Slayers, in the blue it is
Slayers Puzzle.
Puzzle being the aggressor in game number one, but Creator's double sentry expand. He just held, man. He got that robo up in time. And picking off the Observer was, I cannot stress it enough, I think it was the most critical part in his defense.
That just threw everything off. It bought him so much time, and it's a really crucial mistake that Puzzle made here. I'm a little bit surprised, because usually that's the one thing that you really want to pay attention to. You know that if your Observer is actually being picked off, that you're in such dire straits because you lose so much time. You have to build another Observer, you have to wait with your army, your opponent knows exactly that you can't blink onto the high ground, so he only has to defend the expansion.
Yeah. And, I mean, we're cross positions now. I think Puzzle is going to be on a map like this with a secondary ramp the way it is. I mean, yeah, this map, you can use Blink here, but it's not the best map for it. I think we're going to see Puzzle play a more straight-up game. If he's going to put any type of pressure or aggression on, I think it'll be Phoenix play, not Blink Stalkers.
We talked a little bit about the game that they played in the GSL earlier this year when Creator was able to, I think it was Creator, win with a 2-1. The Creator was also able to defeat Puzzle in the TSL 4 Korean qualifier in the third one with a 2-0. So in terms of the history, that really didn't go all too well for Puzzle so far. So Creator really seems to have Puzzle's number.
It really does seem so. And right now Puzzle's down a game still. So he's probably got this in the back of his mind. He's thinking about it. He's going to add his second gateway here, a little bit faster than Creator is. And I think, you know, if I were Creator, I would stick with what's worked so far. I think he's probably going to go for the double sentry into expand.
That just seems to be his style, playing it safe, playing it on two bases, trying to defend here. And he's great when he does it, so why change the running system? He might be able to surprise us here. He's a player that is really known for his build, but you're already the first sentry being built here. And Puzzle, what are you going to do? Are you going to play the straight-up macro game, or are you trying to go for some kind of shenanigans?
Yeah, that's the question here. And Creator, by the way, is stuck with the one gate, so not going to be going for as many sentries as usual, even adding an extra Zealot. Now that indicates tech, because he's wanting to use his gas. Oh, Creator.
Stargate for Creator, and Puzzle once again with the Twilight Council.
Yeah, now this may be for DTs this time, though. That's something that we may see. Not going for Blink Stalkers twice in a row, but also, you know, Creator is going to be vulnerable to DTs with Stargate play.
And this one thing that we have here, the situation is actually that Creator is now up against a potential Blink Stalker play. And with the Stargate opening, this is the one strategy that you don't want to face. You really hope that your opponent is opening things up with another robotics, because then you are just in an awesome position. Then here comes the Blink. He's not going for DTs or anything like it, so good position for Puzzle to be in when we can just compare the two build orbits.
And Puzzle now knows that Creator is teching in his main base, not going to be going for his normal fast expand, which is kind of unfortunate because Blink Stalker play is kind of designed to punish that. But he knows when he saw the double Zealot with the sentry, he's like, well, that doesn't make sense. You're saving your gas for something. And in this case, he's going to try to punish with the Blink Stalkers, but you know, Blink Stalker play can be quite useful against Phoenixes. It really allows you to minimize the damage the harassment is done with, but it's still not easy to attack into Phoenixes with Blink Stalkers with the defensive lifts.
At this point now, the first Phoenix is already on the map, just scouting for position, and we have Puzzle with this Blink nearly done. Just needs another few seconds before it's really completed. Creator following things up with the robotics facility here. And how much damage will his Phoenix be able to do? Actually, he stopped completely the Phoenix production at this point.
Yeah, he's sticking with just the two. And this is going to trick Puzzle a little bit when he comes in here. He sees everything. And, you know, he's got the vision of the Twilight Council. He's not going to do any harassment. He sees no Nexus. And meanwhile, Puzzle is moving out.
Puzzle saw already that we have Phoenix play here. He's moving out now. He's trying to be aggressive, trying to get up this ramp. He knows that there's no robotics that Creator has, so the only thing that Creator can rely on is the Graviton Beam, is trying to take out as many units as possible in the first fight.
But this is so crucial. Could he blink? He
does! He takes one Phoenix down. This is horrible. And there are no Immortals this time.
Yeah, none. He's just making his first one at home right now. This is going to be so tough to hold with Jess, Sentries, and Zealots.
This is going to be impossible. He's just waiting for a chance to get up here.
Yeah, and he may actually go for the one blink up and then follow everything up, but he's hesitating just a little bit here.
He's also buying himself some time to get his expansion up and ready, and this is just such a great position for Puzzle to be in. He knows that Creator is in no position to actually engage in a fight, so he can expand safely and just get everything a little bit earlier. Blink away from the ramp, control his opponent, have a little bit of a contain here.
Yeah, and with the Immortal there, he knows he's not on this map, going to be able to find an opening to get into the main base. The way that the exposed area on the edges on this map, you can't. And oh wow, a misstep by Puzzle here, losing a very expensive Stalker.
Puzzle actually getting a sentry here as well because he wanted to force field his opponent at the ramp, but Creator moving down just in time to prevent it. But of course now the expansion for Puzzle is a little bit faster than Creator's. Creator with the first few Immortals here in the picture, and he's just waiting for the minerals to build his own nexus, and there it is.
Yep, and he's going to stay ahead in probes. He's even continuing to kill some of the probes of Puzzle right now. Very annoying, just making use of the few Phoenixes he still has available to him on this map.
Uh-oh, the Stalker's moving to the right side, trying to intercept them, and just not able to see them.
It's almost as if Creator knows, too, with how he controls these, and now moves him to a safer location. Robotics Torbe coming up for Creator is going to allow him a nice 2-base timing attack. When that Nexus finishes up, he's going to be able to have the minerals to add a few gates and attack if he wants to. But because he knows the Nexus timing here, he probably will want to. He knows his opponent's Robotics tech is late. Just going to trade some hit points here for a probe.
Still trying to make use of those Stalkers in the middle of the map to intercept the Phoenixes, but Puzzle was not able to catch up with Creator when it comes down to this. Creator playing a very, very solid Phoenix micro game here. On the other hand, though, Creator ahead in tech, and Puzzle, even though on 2 bases now, he really has to catch up.
Yeah, and the position here is just, I mean, it's phenomenal for Creator with his tech. He has a timing. Will he use it? He knows everything that his opponent is doing. He knows the timing of the Nexus. He knows how many probes he has. He's got a lot of opportunities to use this. I mean, if he waits and Puzzle gets his own robotic support bay up, then the game may become even. But right now, Creator has this sick tech that he can use.
And the cool thing about Creator is the entire time he was really paying attention to his economy. He was chrono boosting his probes. So even though Puzzle had the second base for a long time already, he is not even ahead in probes. Yes, he had a little bit more timing when the Nexus at the bottom of the ramp was done, but he doesn't have this significant Harvester advantage that you usually have when you have the earlier Nexus. So Creator is ahead in tech, he's on even terms in regards to the economy, and this is a great position to be in. Starts with his Forge here, the first Colossus is on the map, the second one building. This is great for Creator.
He even takes out the Observer here, and now he also still, I want to mention, has those Phoenixes, the 2 Phoenixes on the map, which have also contributed to the Harvester count. He's going to be able to use those Phoenixes to potentially lift up Immortals during a fight. Yeah, it's not going to be for very long, but he can still use those. Those are important units for him to have.
Both of them at this point just staying put. They're just trying to macro things up, but Creator is getting a little bit of the better end of things here.
Yeah, just a little bit ahead.
Exactly, a little bit ahead with his external thermal lance. Actually, this is the one upgrade that they started roughly the same time, but he's ahead in the Colossi count. He is a bit ahead with his Forge, and of course, therefore, the +1 attack timing. So everything he does now a bit faster than his opponent, and these Phoenixes are really, really a pain in the ass.
Yeah, he takes out some gas probes, very importantly. That means that it's going to be, Puzzle has to replace those, lose a little bit of gas mining there. And that's the kind of thing you want to target. It's the easiest thing to target as it is closer to the edge. He gets out, and now Puzzle is trying to catch up, and he is catching up in some regards. The Harvester count not too dramatically different, or drastically, either way you want to spin it. 50 to 50 actually now, both of them tied.
This is Cradness.
This is Cradness, man. And what else is Cradness is that Creator's Colossus count is 3-0. Range is almost done for Puzzle, but he doesn't even have one Colossus out. Just popped. Okay.
Yeah, and he's getting the double robotics. Well, he is getting additional robotics, but so does Creator. And Creator also trying to get now the charge upgrade. He added his Twilight Council a few seconds ago. The third base is already on its way for Creator. And once again, Puzzle just a little bit slower than Creator.
Yes. And the third base timing is important because Creator now is going to try to poke. And this is a great map to poke with Colossi when you have a Colossus advantage, because of the way that choke point works in between the natural and the third. The rocks have been destroyed, but if he actually gets a good concave with his Colossus count, then Puzzle's not going to be able to move over there. He decides to turn around. That's an interesting choice.
He has the advantage in his army supply. We already mentioned it a little bit earlier. You can see that the overall supply is in his favor, and with 71 army supply against mid-60 supply account for Puzzle, he's looking pretty strong here. But the more significant point, of course, right now is just the Colossus count in general.
Yeah.
4 against 1. This is really cool for him.
You know, we've talked about this before. In PvP, when you get ahead, if you do not capitalize on it, if your opponent maxes out and you're both maxed out, it comes down to micro, your opponent can come back. We've seen Creator in these situations time and time again have a huge lead in Colossus, but then just not attack until the last second, but micro perfectly. And it's like he doesn't lose his cool. You know, you talked about sometimes in the mid game, he loses his cool to multi-pronged drops, for example. But in the late game PvP fight, he seems to micro better than his opponents. He seems to have the better angle of attack.
He has just the micro that you would expect from such a great Protoss player. I mean, we're talking about the creme de la creme when it comes down to the Korean players, and when it comes down to their micro, they are really amazing. Now we have one Phoenix down, and therefore the one lonely Phoenix that is still on the map, crying for his mate, cannot do any damage, and dies as well.
Wow, yeah, he took it out right there, man, with that quick little blink forward.
4th base now coming up for Creator.
Yeah, he really just wants to aggressively take these bases. He's bullying his opponent, knowing his army is better. Right now he's making 2 Colossi at a time, whereas Puzzle is making 1 Colossus and an Immortal at a time. So trying to buffer his Immortal count up a little bit, beef it up so that in the engagement maybe he can get his Immortals in the right spot to do the extra damage.
And it's Archon time. We have the the Templar Archives done, and therefore we will see the first few Archons very, very soon. But right now, look at this Colossus count. He has 8 and he's getting International in 2. This is so much DPS, especially with the +2 attack upgrade just finishing. And here they are.
Oh, wow. Oh, he actually blinked forward there, but that was not the right choice in that situation. Obviously running right into something where you never want to blink into a watchtower that has a line of sight blocker around it, man. You never know what's on the other side.
It actually reminded me of one of these, do you know these really old comedy thingies where you have someone just babbling like crazy and like supposedly going nuts and throwing his arms away in every direction and running right into a wall? That's basically what we just saw. The stalks in the middle and boom, and straight into the Colossi.
Yeah, that was basically what we just saw, man. It's like that that dog that sleeps and runs in its sleep and then runs into the wall, man.
Yeah, exactly, that YouTube video. that is exactly the same thing.
Yeah, Biscuit the sleepwalking dog, man. Look that video up if you guys haven't seen it. That's Bizkit, B-I-Z-K-I-T. That's a funny video.
It's really, really crazy, and you will be reminded of the stalkers that we just saw in the game, I can promise you that much.
The Colossus count is 11-7, and this is not a convenient store 7-11, man. This is not convenient at all for Puzzle in any way.
Creator with the 2nd Stargate here.
Yeah, he may start Void Ray production.
Or he just forgot that he has a Stargate and wants to get the mothership out.
That's also very likely. And here we go. Creator ahead here, and they're both even in supply, but we talked about this. Creator knows that he can get the better position, knows he has the better composition, and one Zealot is starting to pull these units back. This is exactly what Creator wants. Now he can get himself into position. He's made cannons.
And he has the 4th base, exactly. With those cannons, he can defend his 4th. He has the better income. Look at his bank here with 2,300 minerals and the gas to back it up.
Oh, and he's got the better position here as well. Will he decide to use it? Such patience from Creator in this match. +3, he wants to wait for +3. It's about to be done.
Here's the fleet beacon. Creator messing things up a tiny little bit. He did not really remember that he already has 1 Stargate and was just on autopilot.
Look at this! Targets down a Colossus with a Zealot run by. Meanwhile, forces the cancel at the 4th base.
Great, really well done.
No cancel, in fact.
Very, very positional.
And now he's got the better concave. Puzzle is just at every turn struggling to figure out how to move, how to breathe, how to exchange blows here.
Creator needs a few additional gateways, though. I don't know if he already built them. I actually missed it, but with all the money that he has, here they come. He's building 1, 2, 3, and 4 additional gateways. He really needs them. And here comes the fight in the middle of the map. The positioning, not the best for Creator.
Yeah, this is much better for Puzzle. He actually is going to potentially win this game over this fight. Creator has so much firepower in these Colossi, and the Archons come through. The Immortals on the ground, really doing the extra damage, and the Zealots will push through. Creator, despite having a bad position, actually just has too much firepower here.
It's way too much DPS. The position better for Puzzle. Creator clumped up in a ball, but then making the best of it it, and Puzzle is dropping down in supply. And as mentioned already, Creator is the one who has the amazing bank, and he's putting it to some use.
Yeah, he just warps in units, making sure that his opponent cannot re-secure that 4th base. He has got the mothership on the way. He knows that's something his opponent likely cannot afford, not with the amount of bases he has.
Yeah, exactly, he has 4 bases against 3. The income for Creator is just so much better. He is once again ahead in bank. He has way ahead in supply, 50 supply ahead. His army supply, guys, is 130 against 86.
Yeah, and he just picked off a bunch of Zealots. That's a great little free trade for him right now. He's warping in more Archons, 2 more Colossi in production as well. He's just going to target this Nexus until it's cancelled and then back off. He's trying to start Pulse out here. This is Creator's style of PvP. More patient than anyone else.
And the mothership, it will soon be done. He's getting the armor upgrade, something that Puzzle just cannot afford now.
Exactly. Right now, the upgrade's 3-3 versus, or rather 3-1 versus 3-0.
And Creator is happy to lose a unit or 2 here. He can trade cost efficiently. He does not care. Resources lost, 12,000 against 8,000 at this point in time. And look at those upgrades. +1 already done for Creator. He's getting the 2nd upgrade, whereas Puzzle has just started +1 armor. And the mothership, it's out.
It's out, man.
Nah, not yet, but still.
I mean, it's as out as Heart of the Swarm Beta is, man. It's just around the corner.
Very soon.
And yeah, exactly.
Very, very soon.
And here comes, well, he's not going to actually commit to the attack despite having a good position there. And this is the one moment where Puzzle has finally pushed Creator away from his 4th base, but can he fight him here?
Creator is going for the triple robotics facility, and why not? He certainly can afford the triple Colossi production.
Yeah, this is the only PvP I think where we've seen big battles happen multiple times with just poking and positioning. Creator sends a Zealot force into the natural where he knows there are no cannons, even sending an Archon in as well, makes the concave, and Puzzle cannot fight this, but he decides it's time to go.
He has to, and he's moving into the concave of Creator. Puzzle against Creator, the War of the Worlds is once again starting, and so far Creator has the way better position here.
Yeah, and he's got the mothership now as well with the warping of Zealots that he has. There's just too much. He now doubles the supply of Creator. He's killed every probe at the natural, and Creator is going to take this series 2.